Hi, researchers. I am just so blown away by all the work that you have done studying your first animal. And so today we're actually going to start a new research project, and that is that we're going to start to research a second animal. So, one of the things I was thinking about is that we did a lot of learning when we were studying our first animal, and as a class, we were looking at penguins. And the truth is that even though we were studying penguins before, we don't want to just stop what we learned before. And even though we're not going to learn about penguins, we can bring some of what we learned with our research from our first animal to our next animal that we're going to get a chance to study as a class. And in this case, we're going to be studying frogs. I'm super excited about it. So when I go to study frogs, I might just think a little bit about the research plan that I would be wanting to do. And there's a lot of things that we learned before. Can you think, what are some of the things that we learned before? So today what I want to remind you is that really strong researchers, when they start a new research project, they start making a plan for how their research is going to go. And they think about what they already did in former research projects and they bring that with them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start my new research project right now. Okay, so here we go. I think I'm going to start reading this one. I'll start reading it, A Life of a Frog. Double life, frogs belong to an empty animals called amphibians. Wait a minute. Some of you might be thinking, I forgot to do a few things. Are you thinking that? Oh, I hope you were thinking that. Because in the last part of the unit, we sort of thought, what's a plan gonna be? So maybe I should go back and I should remind myself about that important chart. What do you think? Yeah, would that be a good idea? Oh yeah, I'm like thinking about all those things that we did before, like getting ready, putting the easiest ones first and then the hardest ones, doing that overview, and then thinking about what my subtopics are going to be, like making a plan. Okay, so now that I'm thinking about this, I do kind of think I know what I need to do. I have a few books now on frogs, and I'm going to choose the easiest one to read first. And I'm kind of thinking about the subtopics. And, last time I had some subtopics, didn't I? I could go back to my old notes and I could try to remember what were my subtopics. Oh, yeah, I could study their body, their habitat, their diet, their dangers, their behaviors, maybe some miscellaneous facts that I'm learning about. Okay, I think I've got a plan. And now when I open up my easy book, I think I know what I want to do first. I want to research their bodies, so I'm going to go in. So researchers, do you see what I'm doing here? Is I'm thinking about this chart over here, and I'm trying to remember all that I did in the first part of this unit because I want to start to do it again in the second part of this unit. Will you right now be thinking about your second animal, and can you think, what's your plan? And across your fingers, could you just sort of say, what are some of the different subtopics? Why don't you go ahead and pause the video now, say those across your fingers, and then come back and push play. Okay, it seems like a lot of you have a plan. So maybe what you want to do right now is you want to think about what are the sources that you have. Is it an online source or do you have books with you? What are the places where you're going to be doing your researches on? Is it a website, a book? And then what are the subtopics going to be? This particular student right here who is researching sharks has a plan, and she's thinking about hunting, their body parts, their friends and their companions, and then she's going to study their habitats. So it seems like this researcher has a plan. Will you right now jot down a plan for the research that you're going to do in your second animal? And then you can think about all the things that we already did, and you can begin your research on your first subtopic. Can't wait to see what you're researching for your second animal.